welcome back or welcome to my channel. And today, as per a request of one of my subscribers, I'm going to be doing a little surgery Q&A. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, I want to address why I didn't post last weekend. I didn't post because I was in a lot of pain and I just wasn't feeling well. So I took the weekend to rest, but I'm back this weekend, but this time with a cold, so that is incredible. And yeah, so also another thing I want to address, the whole cancer thing. A lot of people want a video on that. I will make a full length video about it once I get surgery. I'm getting surgery April 17th. For the cancer, and I wanted to wait for that before I made a video about it, just to know more before I make a video. So anyways, let's get this Q&A started. I have over about like a good 12 to 14 questions, so let's get started. How did you break your leg? So I did not break my leg. It had nothing to do with my leg. It had to do with my foot. I was born with something called bunions. And bunions are essentially like an extra, like a bone growth on your big toe, on the side of your big toe. And usually the people who get it are people who are old and are starting to have arthritis and stuff like that. But people can also be born with bunions if bunions run in the family. And in my case, bunions run in both sides of my family. And I just got extremely unlucky with the genetics. And my feet ended up growing with bunions, so I got surgery to correct it. What did it feel like when you broke it? I did not broke it. So I don't know what it feels like to break a bone. Was it like instant pain? So I'm going to put that question with kind of like the idea of like surgery. So when I got surgery, I didn't feel the pain right away. I did have a lot of pain in my right thigh because they had to move me during surgery because there were complications that had happened. To this day, I don't exactly know what the complications were. It had to do with how my bones had grown just generally in my right foot. That's all I know about kind of the complications. So they had to move me. Other than that, though, for the foot itself, I didn't feel any pain right away. I had a nerve blocker, so I couldn't feel any pain. So no, I didn't get instant pain when I woke up. What did it feel like when they set your ankle? Pop the bone back in place. Again, they didn't pop any bones back in place or anything. So did you have surgery? Yes, I had surgery. So that obviously that was the case with me. What did the cast feel like inside your leg? Soft, comfortable, itchy, tight, heavy, etc. So the inside of the cast, it's like a little like cotton. It's a nice soft cotton. So basically it's like a nice little bed for your like foot to rest in. And it didn't feel like it didn't feel I didn't really feel the cotton until they removed the cast. It's not something you really feel. It's, I guess, comfortable. It's just sucks because there's certain areas I couldn't itch if it itched. And times for the itchy part that they added to their comment, it was mostly my leg that that itched. But I would put like a little like crayon into my cast and I'd like itch it that way, if that makes sense, for any parts that were hard to reach. And then obviously there's parts that I couldn't reach at all and that would just suck. But usually 9 times out of 10, if something itched, it was my leg and it was very easy to itch it anyways. So yeah. Did they hurt the whole time it was in the cast, or did it start to feel better after a while? So for the first 3 days, well, really the first 2 days, because I don't think they put my the IV in right for the nerve blocker. But the nerve blocker is usually supposed to last 3 days. So that's when I started to feel a bit of pain. But honestly, the pain didn't last long. It lasted maybe max a week. The most of a feeling I had was it would heat up. Like, it felt like my foot was on fire. And so we would put like we had like an ice pack that we put on top of my cast to kind of keep it cool and so that it would burn. But in terms of pain, I didn't feel much pain, though I will be honest, with the right foot I felt more pain than I did with the left foot, but I think the right foot, it is due to the complications. So yeah. Was it a sharp constant pain that hurt all the time, or dull ache, or didn't hurt at all? So when I did have some pain, it was kind of a dull ache. It wasn't like a sharp pain. I didn't feel like I was being stabbed or anything. It was just a pain. I don't know how to explain it, because to be honest, I feel like the only way I can compare my like memories of how I felt and whatever is kind of like a woman who gives birth. When you give birth, you do not remember the pain 9 times out of 10. Kind of like me, I don't remember much of the pain. I just remember that it didn't hurt that much. When you got your cast on, did everyone ask you all about it and wanted to sign it? No. I did get lots of questions, obviously, when I, went to places, or if I saw someone I knew or whatever, they'd ask me like, oh my God, what happened? Or when I would post it on my story, like, people would ask me like, yo, what happened? But I never got anyone who asked to sign it. I didn't ask anyone to sign it. I never signed my cast. I didn't have a single signature on my cast. I had sparkles on my cast, but I didn't have anyone sign it. How long did it take after the cast came off to stop hurting and feel like it never happened? Once the cast was taken off, it didn't hurt. Now I only wear my boot when I leave the house. Because now I have an air cast, and I only wear when I'm outside the house. It doesn't really hurt. I just sometimes when I go up or down the stairs, it's usually when I go downstairs that I forget that my ankle and my foot doesn't move that way like normally. Not just for now, it just doesn't have the flexibility it had before, since it hasn't really moved in the past 10 to 12 weeks. So it's gonna take time for it to get used to that again. But other than that, it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt or anything. There's no pain. The only thing was when I did get it removed, my ankle did hurt for a while because there was nothing to support it until it got back to the air cast, and then it was fine. Does your leg/ankle hurt any now? So my foot doesn't hurt anymore. It's perfectly fine. Doesn't hurt. My ankle doesn't hurt. Nothing hurts. Like I said, at first when I did take it off, it did hurt a little bit when I didn't have the air cast on, but as soon as the air cast was on, it was fine. And now I don't have any pain whatsoever. Have you ever wanted to have a cast before you had to have one, or have you ever signed anyone's cast? So I've never signed anyone's cast. I never knew anyone who had a cast before. And I never wanted to have a cast. I never wanted to break a bone. I'm just not that type of person. I know some people want to have a cast or whatever, but I personally did not. I hate the idea of a cast. I like to be mobile. I like to be free, essentially. Did you like wearing it and having it signed? No, I did not like wearing it. I hated wearing it. Again, I didn't have it signed, but I did not like wearing it at all. I was so happy when I got it taken off.
In the classroom, I'd be so happy.
When I say I was so happy, when I say stuff like that, usually it reminds me of South Park. The guy, I forget his name. He's like, if blah, 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 I'd be so happy. I love South Park. Anyways, South Park. Oh my God, I can't talk. Anyways, no, I did not like wearing my cast. I don't like the cast, especially because I couldn't put pressure on my foot or anything. And as you can tell, I haven't had permission from my doctor, but I've already taken my air cast off. I hate casts. They just make it so you can't move that much. And they were what would be the word? It basically just makes you less mobile. Last but not least, have you ever broken anything else? Arm, wrist? No. I've never broken a bone in my life. Again, this was due to surgery. I've never broken a bone. I truly believe in the thing that when your life is really, really hard, God will send you an angel and protect you so that you don't break a bone. I don't remember where I heard that. I heard that somewhere on TikTok. I don't remember from who though. And I really do believe in that because I've never broken a bone, but my life is like, I've been through a shit ton of stuff. So it would make sense why God would want to protect me, because why would you want to break a bone? Like, I don't think anyone wants to break a bone. Anyways, that's it, guys. Those were all the questions. I hope I answered them all the way you guys wanted to. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!